I actually had a conversation about that with my friends.
What, going out during college days or just college in general?
Just like, well, college in general, where like my buddy just moved home from college. Well, I wouldn't say college. He was our roommate in college, and he stayed out in the
In the
city,
area, yeah.
in
Got
the
it.
area, and because he had a job out there. He recently moved back, and this is the first time all of us are in the same area now
Oh,
since
wow.
college.
Okay.
I mean, like we've
Damn.
gone to like events and stuff like that together, but
Yeah.
now this is the first time since college we've all lived within like a 5 mile radius of each other,
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's wild.
which is crazy because we're like I lived with them for over a year.
Yeah.
Some that I lived with longer, but to have all four of us back and everybody who was in that apartment together at one point is now back together,
That's
which is
pretty
even crazier.
crazy,
Plus,
bro.
over like a 2 year, 3 year span that the apartment was ours because we kept it for about 2 years, 2.5 years, the same
Gotcha.
apartment. Everyone's in the same spot right now who had lived in there previously,
Mhm.
which is in our opinion is pretty cool because we're like, oh wow, like, hey,
Hey, we're close now. Makes it a lot easier.
Oh.
Planning
Hey.
shit.
no, but what we talked about
No,
was
no,
the
it
amount
makes
of freedom, the amount of freedom we had compared to now,
Yeah.
where we work
Absolutely.
8 hours a day. Whitmer, you work almost 40 hours a week, but it's
Mhm.
it's
It's scattered.
Split up a little more.
scattered.
Yeah.
Where in college we were like, oh, we don't have that much time in the day. You had 2-3 hours of classes, maybe.
And you scheduled your classes, so most likely you just did that anyways.
Yeah.
You probably
At
made
one
your
point, I
class
didn't have
schedule
classes
each for
Fridays.
Friday. Yeah.
At one point, I didn't have classes Fridays because I took all my classes Monday through Thursday, so I didn't have to have classes on Fridays.
Yeah.
And even if I loaded up on one day, which my busiest day was like a Wednesday, I was in
Mhm.
class for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
But our mindset back then was like, we don't have that much time. But
Mhm.
compared to now, I'm like, even if I had practice 5 hours my day, six, maybe 7 hours my day was doing homework,
Mhm.
including everything else,
Yeah.
that's still a work day.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So we're talking like how much freedom we actually had back then compared to now, where if you're like me, work full time and have grad school, you know, that
You
could end up being a 15-hour day of doing work.
Yeah, exactly. And getting very little downtime because more than likely there's a weekend somewhere where you're finishing up some kind of work.
Yeah, like every Sunday I do homework.
Yeah. So that's
Whether
that
I
part
don't
of it
start till
hasn't
later.
changed from college, but at least it's different because you're still working
Yeah,
so many hours to begin with.
exactly. But in college, if you got all your work done Monday through Thursday, you had no work for 3 days.
Right.
Literally
Nope.
nothing to do for 3
You
days.
were literally, and then you just, enjoy the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you
But I
push it
mean,
off until Sunday.
yeah, or like think about like you were like I was normally out by 12 o'clock. I had practices in the evening,
Wow.
Yeah.
but school wise, I was out pretty much. Besides one day a week, I had a night class because I had to take it.
Yeah.
But that was one
Are
One
you
day a
talking about
week.
for?
Yeah.
Are you talking about for senior year or just like?
I mean, that was senior year. Throughout college, I might
Yeah.
have had one night class. Throughout
I've
college,
had
I
I had a couple of just night
I
classes here
had
and
a
there.
few that obviously you couldn't avoid, and it's one of those things where.
And when I mean night,
But
I mean like 5
Yeah.
p.m. and on, not
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I'm going to start at 3 and end
No.
at 5 because it was
No,
a
that's not a
class.
night class. Night
No, that's
class,
not no.
dude.
After
Most of my
I think
night
after like dinner
classes,
time is a night class.
I would say most of my
Yeah.
night classes were like didn't start until at least 5:30, even 6.
Yeah, most of mine were like 6, and there would always be like 3-hour courses that you'd meet for one day a week.
It sucked. I don't miss night classes.
Most of my classes were like throughout college. I was probably done by 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah. There was a couple classes where I
most
had
of
to
my
take them
classes.
later in the afternoon, but at worst I was out by like 4.
But like
Yeah,
that's
I'd
what
say
like,
worst 4 o'clock.
yeah, it's like that's what we're like. But now you work 8 hours a day, and you might have work to do afterwards.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Jeff and I have to work later because work requires it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have more work than you thought. You couldn't get it done in a day. And an
Right.
8 hour day, you have to do more because you have a due date. Then
Mhm.
you have to do it.
Right.
It's not like we're in
Yeah.
college. Like, oh, this isn't going to be due for another 2 days, so I don't have to work on it at 11 p.m. at night. I can wait till noon the next day.
Right.
Yep.
Where it's just one of those things where we were talking, I'm like, wow, like we had a lot of time. Because I was
We
like,
did.
Yeah,
time.
we had way too much time.
Yeah.
Like way too much time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people say that's like your last kind of freedom before you're actually in the real world. It's because that's pretty
Yeah.
much is.
I watched a video and it was like a girl talking. She's like, after like spring semester, we'd have summer breaks. So you're saying after this semester, I have to work the rest of my life?
Mm-hmm. There is no summer breaks
Nope.
unless
No
you're like
such
a
thing.
teacher or something like that, and you're not doing summer classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most do because I
That's
think
true.
teachers get paid. You have a choice, I think, to get paid your full salary in that period of time school is in.
Mm-hmm.
So like August, like late August to June, right?
Yep.
Or you can space it out, your payout for the entire 12 months. I think that's how you have two options you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you can choose not to work for 3 months. But I think if you decide to do that, you'd want to have it over a 12-month
Mhm.
period rather than the 1 month, the 12, the what you're in school for what, 9 months,
Yeah. 9 months.
maybe
Yes.
between spring
Just
break, winter
about. Yeah.
break,
Yeah.
vacation,
I would say
holidays,
9.
8.5 maybe.
And I would say minimum 8.5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something like you have a 2 week winter break. You usually your spring break's a week.
Yep.
Your Thanksgiving break is probably 3 or 4 days.
Yep. You probably got a half day in there.
You got you got not vacation. You got holidays in there. So probably like 8.5 months.
Yeah.
You're in school, but teachers still would be working.
Right.
That's just something we thought about. I'm like, wow, bring me back
Yeah. Right.
because I enjoyed those times.
Yeah, but it's so weird how it comes back full circle where all you guys are back together just 3 or 4 years after 2 or 3 years. How many years? How long it's been since you all were living together?
It's 2023, so yeah, 4 years. I left,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, it's very interesting. We're like, wow, holy crap, like that's like a legitimate thing that happened.